morning YouTube! Today I thought I'd share with you just a few books that I read in one sitting. So first up is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. Now I really loved this book. It took me so long to get around to reading the Lunar Chronicles and now I'm dying for the other three. Like, I really need them in my life. So this one is sort of a retelling of Cinderella and it follows Cinder, a half human, half cyborg. Now, I really didn't know what to expect when going into this series, so I think I was really pleasantly surprised. After so much hype from BookTube and my friends, I felt like my expectations were a little bit too high, but when I read it, it turned out, no, that my expectations really should have been that high, because it turns out that Cinder is like an amazing book. So yes, I really need to buy the other three. I've seen Winter and it's like, I swear, a good 2.5 of this, so I just can't wait to get there and yes, be immersed in the world for ages. So yeah, it follows the whole sort of tropes of Cinderella where she is going to a ball, she has stepsisters, she has a stepmother, there is a prince. It brings into play the whole idea of lunars, which are sort of beings sent from the moon. Yes, the moon. And it was just such an interesting concept. I'd never heard of anybody talking about people coming from the moon before. So that's definitely unique in that. So it's all about trying to save people and Cinder also wanting to escape the world. And it was just all around a really interesting read and I couldn't put it down. I read it on the train, I read it at uni before class. I didn't put it down until it was finished and now I want the second one. Another book that I read in one sitting is Rebel of the Sands by Elwyn Hamilton. So this one is again another fantasy. It's a debut novel as well, which was really interesting because it's such a strong debut novel. I was so shocked that this is the only thing she's written so far. So this one is set in a sort of apocalyptic world in the wasteland and our character Amani is sort of living in this desert, barren world and wanting to again get away, much like in Cinder. She wants to get away from this area, get away from this land, and she has this incredible knack for shooting. So she is a sharpshooter. Now this novel has superpowers, it has genies, it has magic, it has sort of elements of this courtly intrigue as there are princes and sultans within it who are sort of warring with one another and warring with the magical creatures, and I didn't expect it to be quite so magically oriented or fantastical when I picked up this book, but I'm really glad it was. It was such an interesting read and I literally sped through it and I am so excited that this is part of a series. When I picked it up I thought it was just a standalone, but no, it's part of a series, so now we have the horrible wait for book 2. Another book that I read in one sitting is How I Found You by Gabriella Lepore. Now I really enjoyed this book. It focuses around a girl who is staying with her uncle and aunt for the summer when two mysterious boys, Oscar and Caius, turn up, turn her life upside down, and they are witches. So it's all about trying to break this curse or fulfill this curse and a constant struggle between whether or not people want to break or fulfill this curse. There is romance, there is magic, there are people coming to terms with their real identity, and it is just like, it's just such a fast-paced, gripping read that you can't put it down. Like, you just can't. You have to read the whole thing in one go. It's really easy to read as well, so it's totally possible to read it in one sitting, and Gabriella's world building is just so incredible. Like, this whole book is practically set around one house, and you could think that that might get boring because it's just one house. How much awesomeness can there be around one house? It just feels so, it's just so fast-paced and I just really loved it. So yes, I totally recommend picking this one up. Last but not least is Graceling by Kristen Cashore. I really enjoyed this book. It's another high fantasy YA novel and it's rather like Throne of Glass in that our protagonist, our heroine, she has sort of a knack for killing. Although in Throne of Glass it's like an assassin, in this she is graced with the ability to kill. Now this makes her a really interesting character as there is the whole internal conflict between whether or not she does in fact want to have this grace, whether or not she wants to kill these people. So we get to see her going on a quest to sort of rescue some people, kill some other people, and along the way she meets the most adorable prince and obviously romance is bound to ensue. So yes, I found out after picking this one up that it is in fact I think a trilogy, so I'm really excited to get book 2. But yes, this is a really, really interesting read. I think it was actually published before Throne of Glass, so I totally recommend, if you liked Throne of Glass, to pick this one up, and vice versa, because I don't know, I really loved the character, Katza. She is such an incredible, incredible, strong woman, and the world in this book is just so beautiful. I think it's Kristen's writing style. I don't know what it is about it, but it is just so picturesque, so beautiful. This is like the kind of world that you would want to visit if you could go into a fictional world. So yeah, I really enjoyed all 4 of these books, so much so that I didn't put them down once. So let me know in the comments some of your books that you couldn't put down, that you finished in one sitting, and maybe we'll have read some of the same books and we can have a chat about them. So yeah, I really enjoyed all of these books. I totally recommend them, especially if you like fantastical, magical reads, because they are all just fantastic, fantastic books. So I will see you next time. Bye!